Love crafting? Check out these simple and creative DIY ideas for every mood. If you love these fun DIYs, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more crafty inspiration. Share it with friends who love creating too.
You don't know the pain that I feel. You're taking my love for granted, and you just wanna see it your way.
Make the most of your life while it is right, while it is light. While you do enough talk, my little hawk, why do you cry?
Tutorial to make this spinny thing. Paper. Cut paper, but make it nicer than this. Cut circle thing with things. Stick it in the hole like a good boy. Fold small paper like this. Stick it in the other hole. Should look like this. Make paper tube thingy. back of the other thingy vertically. Cut out a paper that looks like a skinny PP with one ball and glue to the back of the thingy. Glue big circle on front. Stick your shit on that circle.
How to turn any plushie into a bag. I'm Izzy, and here's another recession craft. First, let's make a custom pouch. Take an old t-shirt and cut it the depth of your plushie. Then sew the part you just cut closed. Keep the pouch inside out and take a zipper and pin it to the opening of the t-shirt pouch. Make sure the zip is facing up. Sew it to the zipper by going in and out. Don't go around the zip part or it won't close. And now just do that around the whole thing. Don't worry if the top looks sloppy, it'll get covered up. Now, let's fillet our fish. Okay, cut open the plushie the size of the zipper pouch, stuff the pouch inside, and then I'm using safety pins to pin it closed. Open the zip and sew the plushie fabric to the top of the zipper. I'm folding the fabric over slightly to give it a cleaner and stronger edge. And again, sew in and out, don't go around the zipper. Before completely shutting the plushie, I'm cutting 2 ribbons to make a loop and sewing them on each end of the zipper. Make sure you make it strong because it's going to be carrying the weight of your bag. I'm taking this phone chain I have lying around and clipping it to the ribbon loops. And there you have it, a fresh caught plushie bag. It got so many compliments and people thought it was real. And just look how many frosted lemonade Vita Cocos it can fit.
Did you know that you can embroider a journal and it doesn't have to be leather? I have been seeing so many people embroider their journals and I wanted to try it on my planner. It's super easy to do. All you need is some graph paper or dotted paper, and I started by drawing a cross stitch design with my pencil. You can make your own alpha pattern or just find one that you like, and then I highlighted all of the corners so I know where to make my holes. Then I just taped it to the front and I got out this leather poking tool, but you can use anything that's sharp. I went in and poked only the holes that I needed. Once you're done, it should look something like this. And here is a great example of why you need some cardboard underneath. Then I'm starting with an embroidery needle from the back of the cover, and instead of using a knot to keep it in place, I decided to just tape it down to keep it nice and flat. Then you just have to do normal cross stitching. You can do any design that you like. I've seen a lot of people do their initials and it looks so good. Once you're done with your design, you're going to want to cover the back because it's not that pretty, and also just to keep it safe. So I added some glue specifically to the edges and just all around the page, and then I closed the front page onto it. You can always just use a scrap piece of paper. I also decided to add a clear cover to mine because I will be using this all year, but this is how it turned out. I love it so much. It's so pretty. Now I'm wondering what else I can embroider.
Make your own decor from red envelopes that you have lying around. Let's get started. First, get all of the envelopes that you have and open them all the way. Next, you're going to cut them into 1/2-inch strips so you can weave them into a pattern together, and this looks really nice when you use different kinds of envelopes. Create a square to the desired size that you'd like and then glue the back to secure it. Create a cardboard or cardstock backing that you can then glue on and put any strings or tassels on the top and bottom and crease it with a ruler or bone fold to keep it in place. Then glue all of the edges down and create a backing that you can then cover all of those edges with. I liked to use 2 red envelopes for this part, for this size. And if you have any fun decorations, you can add them as a centerpiece as well, and then use them all around the house, and they are yours, and it's a great DIY for the holidays. And that's how you
A lot of you liked my DIY brass outlet covers, and now all my other covers just look really boring, so let's make another one. We're gonna start off by scoring it with a scissors, and then I got this new lion mold, so these are all the silicone molds that I'm gonna use, and then I'm just gonna fill them all in with hot glue. This is high temp hot glue, so the melting point is extremely high, so these will be just fine. Next, I'm gonna go in with some contact cement to get all the pieces put in place, and also to add some texture to this. And this time we're gonna skip the gold spray paint and just go straight to some black and brown acrylic paint. I'm just making sure that I'm getting cleaning every nook and cranny of this. And then I'm also gonna paint the screws as well. And then once that's all dry, I'm gonna go in with my gold rubbing buff. And that's where the magic really starts to happen and all the details really pop out. And to ensure that everything will stay in place over time, I'm gonna go in with some UV resin. You literally only need about a quarter size amount. And then I'm just gonna let that cure for about 10 minutes. And then finally, I'm just gonna go in with a matte clear spray paint to seal everything in. And this is the final result. I absolutely love the way that this one turned out, and I feel like it fits the lion theme in my hallway very beautifully. Would you make something like this? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.
Here's my technique on how to make the perfect heart from a pipe cleaner to make a cute Valentine's Day garland. Take your pipe cleaner and put both ends together and then firmly crease. Now hold the crease with one of your hands, and then you're going to bring each side down to create the heart shape. So you'll flip the hands there and then do it on the other side, making it look like a heart. When you let go, at the end it should look like a little bird. Now you'll take both ends and bring them together at the bottom, which will be the bottom of the heart. And then holding with one hand, use your other hand to just mend the shape as needed. Next, you'll overlap the ends at the bottom about a ½ inch on both sides, and then you'll flip your heart over. Having it flipped over just makes this process a little easier. What you're going to do is wrap the pipe cleaner around itself on both sides so that you're making each end secure. And that's really the last step. You'll just flip it right back over, and then you can adjust as needed, and you have your perfect heart.
Welcome to episode 2 of upgrading my builder grade bathroom. Today we're adding some color to the shower door. While I do love having glass shower doors, it's gotten pretty boring. But that's nothing a little flare can't fix. I picked up this beautiful stained glass window film from Amazon. It's got wildflowers all over it, and we love the colors that are in it. If you've seen any of my other videos, you might know that I'm a big fan of static cling film. I've already put it on my dishwasher, my trash can, my microwave, and here we are doing the shower. So it's so user friendly, and I love that it's temporary. It can be easily switched out. Unfortunately, this roll was not enough for the whole door. I was able to do almost an entire door, and then I went back over to Amazon and ordered some more. Applying this film is super simple. All you do is spray your surface with some water or all-purpose cleaner. Here I'm using Windex on the glass. Peel the back of the static film off, stick it on, scrape all the bubbles out, and then go in with an X-Acto knife and clean the edges up as needed. Here I am a couple days later doing the other door once the second roll of film came in. I could have sworn that I ordered a bigger roll this time, but allegedly I did not. So here I am realizing that I once again do not have enough static film to cover the door. Hey, it's a work in progress, okay? There's a couple of blank spots, but I'll fill them in eventually. This adds so much character to my bathroom already, and I love the pattern that I chose. Come back for more builder grade updates.
I just moved into my new apartment and it was time for a change, so come with me to upgrade my apartment on a budget, starting with this coffee table. I've been seeing so much luxury home inspo lately, but my wallet was not on board with that, so I decided to make it myself. I pulled together a mix of affordable materials, and the star of the show was the contact paper. With everything ready, I started by removing all the legs of the table, since I wanted to make it shorter. And please don't come for me for the way I cut the wood. I was being cautious. I made sure the height was good for me, and I went to measure the sideboard. I tried cutting it with a utility knife, but later ended up using my seesaw to finish the rest. Then I sanded the edges to make everything straight. Don't worry, I cleaned up the mess on the carpet after. Gave a good spray on the table and the hardboard before applying the glue on the surface. At first, I had an extremely bad technique to apply the glue sideways like that. Truly for this part, I was a bit lazy. So I went straight with tiny nails to make sure it was secure. It was getting dark outside, so here's to the next day. I used a ruler to make all surfaces smooth. This was a whole entire process of patience. You always want to make sure that there's no bubble at all. But not gonna lie, once you get the hang of it, it's extremely satisfying to do. I wanted to give it a clean look, so I went with my utility knife and cut as close as possible to the edges. And this is the final result.
buttons came from my parents' apple tree. Here is how and why I made them. I recently turned my dad's old wool shirt into a keepsake jacket for myself. It was a really meaningful project to me, and I wanted every detail to matter. So when a bear tore down a branch of my parents' apple tree a couple weeks after he died, I decided to harvest the wood. I removed several particularly round branches and set those aside while I worked on the jacket. The project took me a long time to make, so the branches had plenty of time to dry out before it came time to use them. I cut the roundest branch I could find down into thin coins. I used an existing button as a template before drilling small holes into each coin. Using a couple different grits of sandpaper, I removed the bark from the outsides of the buttons and smoothed down the surfaces. Here is a before and after comparison. Then I stitched these to the jacket. Because these buttons are bigger than the old ones, I had to widen and re-sew the buttonholes. I was also feeling sentimental about removing the old buttons. These are items my dad interacted with on a garment that was in his life longer than I was, so I decided to keep them with the shirt and attached them as backer buttons. I didn't finish or seal the wood buttons with anything, but maybe I should? Woodworkers, what do you think? I wouldn't mind removing them to do this and then sewing them back on. I think it's worth making the effort to prolong the life of our clothes and preserve the memories of the people we love. Let me know what you think.
It's so sweet. No one choose me. Though you don't need to say to shut the sweet.
What I made for my house, part 4. By far my favorite thing I've made for my house are these runner shades. A lot of people have asked me where I got these, and I'm going to take them down to show you how I made them.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, you was built to last, yeah.
Pulling it up and down to make sure it locked really well, that it was even on both sides when I pulled it. It does take quite a few tries to clean the pieces get right. You can always steam them or iron them.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent.
Another felt book to share with you. I'm obsessed with this one. It turned out really cute on the inside. She has lots of really cute pages and 2 custom pets. Let me just show you the whole book. She asked for the book to look similar to my original book. That's what we did with the pink name, pink ruffle, and the white flowers. Her book is pretty large, so when you open it, right off the bat, we've got the really fun dual barn page. These doors open. Inside are 2 farm animals. They're also finger puppets. This side, these bushes kind of come off, and then she can play with the animals and put them behind the bushes. Clouds in the sun also come off. Page is very popular. I feel like almost every single book we've done has one. Sequins are for sensory play. They come on and off the page, and then the starfish and the shell also come off. Her balloon page, these squeak. This is her pet pages. So she has 2 dogs, so I always do a hinge situation so that the pets can be right next to each other when she opens it. These pages, I do the paw prints in the same color scheme as the pet that they like correlate to, and the bone here. You open it on this side. This is Rupert. He gets a collar, a bandana, sunglasses, and a hat. They're obviously interchangeable between both pets, so she can play dressing them up. This side is Tuna, and he also gets a hat, a bow, collar, bandana, and some sunglasses. First time I've made a bucket hat, and this was cracking me up when I made it. think it turned out so cute. This page is her tic-tac-toe page. So this is cat tic-tac-toe. The back are Velcro dots. Lastly, she has the flower page. So these flowers come in and out of the pot, so she can practice doing that. And they're also really fun just to play with. Back of her cover. I gotta get this one packed up, but I just wanted to show you. So I really hope that she loves it. The way that this one turned out, let me know what you guys think. I have a bunch more to share. So stay tuned for more books.
This is how I DIY'd the pull-out cake. First, start with the size of the zine or card you want to make. For this tutorial, I folded a cardstock paper in half to use as a card. You'll want to use another piece of paper in the same size to draw your cake. I started by using a pencil to draw out the outline. Once you have that, you can use whatever you want to color the cake. I used the colored pencils to make it look like a chocolate cake. Then I used my black ink pen to ink out the outlines. Once you have your cake, you can cut it out. For this part, imagine where the lines would be if you were to actually slice into the cake. After drawing it with a pencil, I used an X-Acto knife to cut the slice out, but you could use scissors. Once that piece is cut out, I take a blank sheet of paper and I align the slice in the cake on the upper right corner. You'll want to draw a rectangle that's within the borders of the cake that's about 1 centimeter shorter than the edges. After cutting that out, you can align it and glue that rectangle to the slice. To attach the cake to your card, only glue the top, the left, and the bottom of the cake. We don't want to glue the entire thing down to the paper. Press firmly along the edges to glue it down. Then write whatever you want on your slice of cake. I used a scrap piece of paper to cut out a pull tab, which I then glued to the side of the slice. Once you put the slice back into the cake, it should look like this.